So it was back in 2020, and I eventually went into A&E in, I think it was early December 2020, after a series of symptoms that I didn't understand. I had these headaches that were really, really fierce and strong, and they were getting worse and worse, and I thought it was a tooth infection at the time. And I was going to the dentist, and I was getting checked out there, and they were scratching their heads. There was a day when I sort of semi-passed out on the sofa at home after these big headaches again, and feeling very lethargic and just wiped out. My partner Lucy took me to the hospital that evening. I think it was a Thursday evening, and there and then in A&E they ran a blood test, and they very quickly came back and said that my kidneys were at 8%. One of the young doctors, actually, I heard him say to his colleague, he's probably going to need dialysis and a transplant. And I know a bit about it because my friend a few years before had gone through the same thing. So I was thinking, wow, yeah, that's pretty serious. Alexa, turn the lights on to 10%.
Okay.
Morning. Got a long day today because my band are playing in a place near Durham, and it's gonna be a long day, but it's usually pretty good fun when I'm with the band guys. They're all, they're great to be around, have around. They're really helpful as well. Feeling a bit groggy this morning, had dialysis last night. I've got my special nose strip on because since I've been unwell, I haven't been breathing very well through the night, so that's why I've got this on, and it really did help last night. Actually, I slept all the way through, which was really good with a day like today happening. So yeah, see you on the other side. Bye. Lovely countryside, look at that. Most epic load-in ever, check this out. Is there silver lining around this cloud I'm in? If I love in days of evil, then you know you won.
Overall, this last year and a half or so, that this has happened, how much has it impacted on your sort of career in music, do you think?
So it has. I'm not as available, so I can't play every day of the week, whereas in the past, before I was ill, if I had 2 weeks in a row of gigging, sometimes even 2 in a day, I'd just do the whole lot, and I'd just keep going through busy spells, like in the middle of the summer or something. Whereas now I have to say, yeah, I don't think I can do that 4th or 5th gig in a row like I used to.
Yeah,
I have to cap it, which is what I've done. And there have been some very tough weeks where I've probably just taken 1 too many gigs and pushed it, but it has been possible. I did it. And also with dialysis, it's happening a bit now. It dries you out, so
it makes your throat a bit dry.
It makes your throat dry. You can hear it actually. So that doesn't help singing at all.
No.
Hey, just on the way to dialysis now. After returning home from the gig that I did with my band in County Durham. It was quite a mission. I was feeling very rough on the way home. I was just about able to drive, and yeah, just so pleased to get home. Feeling a bit better now on the way to dialysis, and I'm actually looking forward to dialysis because it should help me to feel a lot better. So yeah, keeping on, and getting close to the transplant date. Finished dialysis for the night. Time to go home.
And normally you're a bit of a YouTube star with your music, but on this particular occasion, you're a YouTube star with your PD as well, weren't you? Is that right?
Hey, I'm Adam, and I've recently been diagnosed with stage 5 kidney disease.
Holy shit.
Yeah, bit of shocker, but luckily something can be done to keep things ticking along. Well, I felt like it was quite unusual to a lot of people. You know, I had never heard of PD before. I only knew of the haemo-dialysis option. You know, so people that knew me, and they would know nothing about dialysis or kidney failure. But if they saw this, it would just give them a bit of an insight. Sometimes people who are newly diagnosed, they contact me on social media and they ask me questions, and they you know, what do you think about this? Does it hurt? What does it feel like? And yeah, so I try to answer those questions if I can.
And when you were doing your gigging, I mean, how did you fit the PD around going and doing a gig somewhere? How did that work?
So once I got used to the PD and built my confidence up with that, I started to take the PD around with me sometimes in my van.
Right.
So I did at times do an exchange backstage before I went on, and when I came off, you know, I could be playing a private event, but I'd say ahead of the booking, I'd say, is there a place, you know, a decent place I can go?
Now, you were in Devon, weren't you, at a gig, and then you were on your way back from that, and then you suddenly got quite ill with this, is that right?
Yeah, so it was, I remember the date actually. So on August the 25th, 2021, I played a really nice gig with my band. It was sort of showcasing some new songs I'd written, and we went back to Devon to play this gig. And on the way home the following day, we had lunch with my parents in Devon, and then we were driving back up the motorway. Lucy was driving, I was in the passenger seat, and I could feel this pain starting in my abdomen, and it was getting really strong, to the point where I said to Lucy, I've got to get out. I need to lie on the floor. I don't know what's going on. And it was just escalating, just getting really, really extreme. And we managed to pull over in the services at Bristol.
Yeah.
It was a hot and sunny day, really hot and sunny day. And I got out and laid on the grass verge on my side, and just, you know, I just couldn't explain it. It was so strong, this pain. And we called Lucy called an ambulance, and eventually they came and then got me to the hospital, and I had peritoneal dialysis. I had peritonitis.
Yeah, that's it.
In my peritoneal dialysis line. Just got home from my last gig before I take a break for the kidney transplant. I'm absolutely knackered. I can really feel that I'm a kidney patient today. But I've done it. And now I've just got to keep myself well until the operation, and keep fingers crossed that everything goes to plan. Over and out. Hey everybody, I've been a bit quiet lately, not really been posting much. After the last time I was supposed to have a kidney transplant, it didn't happen due to COVID in the hospital. I was then actually given a new date, which I've kept fairly quiet. I've told a few people, but it's actually tomorrow. Which is the 2nd of November. Wednesday, 2nd of November is the actual transplant date now. And today is Tuesday and we're already on our way to the hospital, so I'm going to be staying in overnight. So it actually really does feel like it might happen now. Just arriving at the hospital where the transplant is happening tomorrow and dialysis today. So we're going to go and get checked in, find out where I'm staying, where my bed is, and get settled in. Hey, so this could be my final dialysis session before kidney transplant, which is happening tomorrow. There's my dialysis machine. And if you haven't seen this before, I have 2 tubes that come out of my dialysis line, and it goes all the way to the machine. My blood gets filtered and put back in again, and then that allows me to live. I'm just really thankful for this whole process, really, to keep me going over these past 2 years. If a transplant works tomorrow, it means that I could hopefully live without having to do this. I don't know how long for. I don't know if I'd need to go back on it again at some point. But if it goes well, it could give me a number of years without dialysis, which would be, I mean, it's hard to put into words what that would mean. It really would be life-changing if this all goes to plan. So tomorrow's a big day. Fingers crossed. See you on the other side. Day number 5 after the kidney transplant. Things are looking pretty good. Still uncomfortable in certain areas. Jimmy has gone home, which is really good. He went home yesterday, and yeah, I've got my bowel scars, which I'm still connected to these wires for another day or so, and then hopefully I can take those out. Once everything else is okay, all the tubes will come out, and then I might actually be able to go home, which would be so good. Anyway, thanks very much to all of you who have left messages of support and well wishes. really, really nice. Hope to see you all soon when I'm feeling a lot better. Thank you. Bye.
So Adam, this time round it's great to talk to you because when we last spoke you were on dialysis, I think, and then fortunately you had your transplant about 4 or 5 months ago now, is that right?
Yeah, I think it's nearly 4 months and it's going very well. Great progress and can't believe how big the change is. I guess I was ill for a while before I got diagnosed, so I'm not sure what normal is actually, but I feel almost normal again, I would say.
So the kidney came from this friend of yours that you used to play with when you were a teenager.
Yeah.
How did it feel actually after you had the transplant? I mean, it's obviously his kidney. How did you feel about the whole experience?
Yeah, so you go through a lot of different thoughts and emotions because, my friend Jimmy he's put himself through a lot to do this, and he's changed my life. So I do think about him and is he okay? Is his recovery going well? He says it is, but he's been very brave throughout the whole process. So I feel like he's probably brave when he talks to me and tells me how he is. We actually met over Christmas or just after Christmas around New Year. We met in Devon, which is where we're from originally. We went for a drink together and it was brilliant. We've said it's like we're blood brothers or something now. His birthday is on New Year's Eve. So when I was out on New Year's Eve, we toasted Jimmy and the kidney for its birthday. So we'll always remember that.
Are you suffering in silence? Feel like you need to escape. Inside your head is a siren. It's going well, well.
I played my first gig back, I think it was 10 weeks after the transplant, and it went pretty well. The first thing I noticed is that I was less dry. So when I was trying to continue gigs on dialysis, my throat was very dry because I was limited on how much fluid I could drink. I can change that by drinking as much as I need to. Obviously as a singer, that makes a huge difference. So over time, I think that should help me get my voice back to where it would have been years ago. And that's quite exciting, really.
On the face of it all.